They're not saying anything, of course, at the moment. As soon as they do, I'll quiet down.
Houston Control, we're showing altitude 27,000 feet now. At 2 minutes, 41 seconds from pushover. Pushover clock will be updated at 1 minute.
That's Jack Riley in Mission Control, Houston, advising us that pushover, which is the maneuver.
Shuttle carrier aircraft pilot Pittsburgh will call launch ready after pushover, after he's achieved the proper airspeed.
The pushover.
Probably the next call you will hear will be a Chase 1 calling SEP. Chase 2 will call clear.
The pushover to which Riley refers is the diving maneuver for the 747. Beautiful pictures from one of the chase planes.
There is no countdown clock to separation.
Stand by for pushover -2. Mark, pushover -2.
That's -2 minutes to the pushover.
Alpha.
And the person calling that.
Separation is the option of Fred Hayes after the launch ready call.
We're hearing Houston Mission Control in direct communication with the astronauts and with the pilots of the 747. And Mr. Riley is in Mission Control in Houston, much like the flights that flew in space. That, of course, is preconceived because Houston Mission Control will be doing all the controlling for the later orbital flights of the shuttle. And so they're breaking in the flight crews now. And in this picture, you can see very clearly chase plane activity off to the side. Those chase planes are observing the 747 and the shuttle.
Stand by for pushover -1. Mark, pushover -1.
You can set your watch by it. We're 1 minute away from the pushover, which will be the diving maneuver of the 747. And once they've achieved the right speed and the right altitude, then Fred Hayes will push the button.
905 and Enterprise, Houston is go for pushover.
905.
905 is the 747, by the way. That's its code name.
Up to launch ready.
Roger.
Launch ready. That was Fred Hayes advising that he's ready aboard the Enterprise.
Okay, Enterprise is set. Thanks for the left, Ed.
You bet. Anytime.
We're about 10 seconds away from the diving maneuver.
905, we're coming up on 4 seconds to push over. 2, 1, push over.
Houston copies pushover.
Such a shallow dive you can barely see the 747 start to nose down, but it has.
Accelerating now, airspeed 205.
He's reading those speeds in knots, by the way.
Altitude 27.
27,000 feet.
Airspeed 230 knots.
Okay,
40.
2 lights, Arbiter copy. Houston is go for SEP. Have a great flight.
They're cleared to
260.
separate.
Power. Launch ready.
Take 1
There
SEP.
they go. They have separation.
Phase 2 clear. Okay, we got a GPC light, lost the sync on 2, pushing over. And a big X on computer number 2. Roger, standby and halt on GPC number 2. Go for mode 203. Roger.
They're flying by computer,
Flying good.
and you can hear them
Roger.
talking about the computer readouts now.
B-50 starting flare.
Putting on his flaps just like an
Fred
airplane.
Hayes conducting a practice landing at altitude. This gives him the feel and attitude and same airspeed as when he touched down.
20,255.
There.
20,230. Yeah, that sideways lurch is really there. Not looking great there, but okay, Houston, we're configured for the just now start. Roger, we copy. Okay, Fred, 205 at 20,100. Okay, 11 Alpha, pushing over. Okay, I got you 195 and 20,000. Okay, I'm running about 5 or 10 low on the backup and the prime boat. Okay. You're pulling contrails right now, Fred.
Enterprise Houston, we show perhaps a slightly low L over D.
Descending now, and its rate of descent is about 4 times faster that of your average commercial airliner, but nobody is too worried about that. A commercial airliner could land at this speed with no trouble at all.
Maybe a little high.
Fred doesn't agree with the ground
We
analysis.
30% speed brakes.
Okay, board's coming open to 30.
They are high on energy, so he's opening his speed brakes a little bit sooner than normal to dissipate some of that excess energy he has.
Okay, the speed brakes open up because the shuttle is in a dive. The speed brakes will hold the speed back so that shuttle is averaging about 270 knots or 310 miles per hour.
Now they're going to 50% brakes. Normally they only go to 30 on this flight, but evidently he does have excess energy, so they're going to open to 50 to dissipate the energy, so the landing will be nominal.
Excess energy is a pilot's way of saying he's going too fast.
Too fast and too high.
Energy potential good.
Enterprise, we show 8 miles out, 9 potential. We'll leave you here.
Okay.
Okay, looking good.
About 2 minutes to the landing, about a minute and a half, rather.
280. Okay, why don't you use yours until we get a little luck?
Leo, the rate of speed right now, the rate of descent is about 4 times what a commercial airliner uses, and his speed is about 2.5 times as he approaches the runway. He'll land at about 185 knots or 212 miles per hour. A DC-9 would land at about 130 knots or 150 miles per hour, and it's looking beautiful. We should be able to eyeball it from our perch just beyond the runway here at Edwards Air Force Base.
Fido says it looks super.
It looks super.
I have him on the glasses, Mort, now.
Okay, we've got him. He's coming in. Should be about, what, 3,000 feet up there now, Leo?
Pre-flare.
Yeah, he's at
Speed brake's coming in now.
the pre-flare, so he's flaring now onto a
We armed and
Okay, the flare.
1.5 degree glide slope.
The flare will slow him down for the landing. A pre-flare, then will be a flare. That means he's lifting his nose up to slow the shuttle down.
Coming down at 270.
He looks beautiful.
Putting the gear down just a little bit fast, but
This
he's
is
got some
only-
excess energy.
Only the second time the gear has come down.
Down here.
Gear looks
50
good.
feet.
They are locked into place.
40 feet.
This has never been attempted,
20.
and
50,
it is
10. Holding 10.
just about
220 about 5 feet. 4 feet. Getting some dust. 4 feet. 3
down,
feet.
down,
2 feet.
and it's down.
Just holding off about 2
It's
feet.
down. It has landed,
You're on.
and it looks
Okay,
beautiful.
your nose wheel's about 10 feet.
It'll take about 30 seconds before it rolls to a halt. Leo, that was absolutely letter perfect
About 5
from my
feet.
view at
4,
least.
3, 2, 1.
Nose gear down.
We'll see you, babe.
He now steers it with the rudder.
Great.
Stays on the runway with the rudder. He's got his speed brakes are fully open.
Leo, in the event anybody's concerned about what appears as smoke on the screen, that's really sand. This lake bed does not have an artificial surface over it, and that is sand being picked up by the shuttle. The 5-minute and 10 or 20-second flight has been a success. The 2 astronauts have reported that they are okay, and the mission appears, at least from our point of view, to have been perfect, Leo.
Yeah, it was beautiful. He was a little bit fast and high, and he touched down a little higher further down the runway, but the touchdown was a very low sink rate.
Okay, Leo, let's just listen in. Perhaps we can hear from Fred Hayes or Gordon Fullerton, the 2 astronauts on board that shuttle. Guess they're not saying much.
They're going to roll out very gently. They're not going to brake to a sudden stop. They want to check out the nose wheel steering the last 60 knots of the velocity, so they'll take their time getting it stopped.
Leo Krupp, are you now satisfied those brakes worked?
Everything worked. It was beautiful.
Just the way you flew it in the simulator those many times.
He did inadvertently get a little high on energy, but other than that, the flight was perfectly nominal.
Just to repeat, the shuttle did not go into space today. This was the very first time it flew by itself It was launched from atop a 747 jumbo jet at about 21,000 feet, flew 33 miles, took a bit over 5 minutes, and came into a safe landing here. There were no engines on board. It was a glider, acted like a glider, was flown like a glider, and was a successful glider.
Congratulations, it was a beautiful flight.
We got about a quarter knot, and we just stopped.
Just came to a stop now.
Okay, Leo, and the next time we'll see this vehicle fly, we expect, will be in the last week of August. I think they have penciled in an August 30th date for the next free flight.